Sir.
Okay, and I made sure to unmute us, too.
It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. Oh my god.
Sir.
I can
Okay, and I
see
made
it
sure
on
to
the
unmute us,
on the
too.
Twitcher.
It's a good one.
The twitchening.
Yes, the twitchening. We are ready. We're live.
We are live. Let me get my deep radio voice. We are live. Caller number 5. All right, you ready?
Well, hey there.
Ooh, that was good.
This is VCR Gaming.
You have to talk like that the whole episode.
I can do sultry Zuby. And my wife's looking at me right now.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Pause.
No.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the VCR Gaming Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Matthew, and seated somewhere in an empty Costco parking lot holding just one half of a Pro Switch controller is our other host, Matt. How are you, Matt?
Now, why would I be in a Costco parking lot holding one half of a Pro Switch controller?
Because you've hit rock bottom, Matt. That's why.
Oh, is that it? Because I'm wearing the wife beater? Yeah.
Yeah, you used it as a weapon, and you only have just like one part of the handle side of it left. It was a good hit. You should see the other guy.
Yeah, he took my Coke.
Not the drink, right?
No, not the drink.
Yeah, the blow.
It's
So what's up? What's up, dude? What's up with you?
Not much. Just actually, I woke up a little bit ago. Dude, I was going to do fucking yard work today, and I get home and it's raining.
Oh, it rained by you?
Yeah, it was raining. Like, as soon as I crossed 52, it was just raining the entire way there. And it stopped raining around 7:30, and it was dinner time, and I'm just like, fuck it.
It was also probably, like, steam outside from it only raining just, at the hottest part of the day.
Actually, no, it was really cool outside. Like, it would have been perfect to do yard work, but I'm not going to do it in the rain and, get pneumonia and some shit.
Dang, dude. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It was hot as the dickens over here.
Yeah. I mean, we are further north than you.
I mean, not much, but I guess enough that it is different.
That's slightly.
You're up in North Central Florida?
North Central Florida, yeah.
I'm in Central North Florida. No, you're in Central North. I'm in North Central Florida. There we go. So I didn't get to take a nap, Matt. I wanted to take a nap, but we went to karate. They changed karate day for Aiden to Mondays, which is a pain in the ass.
Why?
Because they change shit every quarter. Dude, I don't know. They're fucking difficult, but so we did that.
I saw he got Student of the Month.
He is the Student of the Month, which
that's awesome.
We didn't see coming, by the way.
They didn't even tell you. Oh, that's awesome, man.
No, they just did it and picked him. So that's out of not just that class, or it's like the whole school. So it's pretty prestigious, actually. So proud of that little dude, man. He gets to wear a different belt all month and shit. And
they called it the Humble Belt or something?
What's that?
The Humble Belt or something? They called it,
that's what Aiden thought, or that's what everybody was saying it was. But no, it's white, black, and yellow. Like it's like 3 different layers. I don't know. It's cool.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, makes the other kids look at him with anger and disdain.
I know, right?
It's like, could you not single him out? Like, it's just gonna make other kids make him be a target. But he earned it. I mean, he really has been kicking ass in there. So
that's awesome.
Anyways, yeah.
Has he challenged the sensei yet to dominate the school?
I don't think he's quite there yet.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
I know, but Sensei's pretty wiry, so maybe he gets a few more years on Sensei. It'll be time.
Yeah, just wait until he's like 15, 16. Then he just has to go in there and challenge him, and he's gonna take over the school.
Is that how that works, by the way? Is that like street rules of like dojos?
I mean, that's what it used to be, or at least that's what everybody said it used to be. Like, back in the day, where not us growing up, but like even back in the 60s, 70s when kung fu and karate were really popular. You go to a school or a neighboring school and challenge their sensei to show dominance and all that shit.
And then you take it over, and like the bank shows up and changes the mortgage to the place in your name.
Yes,
and
exactly.
It's yours now.
That's how it works, you know?
And if you lost, your name is permanently disgraced, and all senseis ever know of your name and know who you are, and that you can't do shit.
Yeah, you just take their belt and become whatever degree they're at.
So you just come in and like shoot one of them in like the liver or something. And, like,
no, it has to be hand-to-hand combat. It can't be with a gun or anything.
Handguns, what'd I say?
So or no, it's like Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. He's got a gun blade.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Comes in with a sword and just shoots him in the face. That'd be pretty badass.
That was loud. My fault.
That's all right. What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking cold ass coffee.
Ugh, that sounds disgusting.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. I'm dragging ass, dude. Like, I slept like shit last night. I didn't sleep very long, and then I didn't want to miss this, and I didn't get to nap. So, coffee will work, cold or not.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to nap. It was just I was reading a book, and one thing leads to another, and my wife's in bed next to me, and I'm falling asleep.
Oh shit. Stream just did something weird, but I didn't lose you, so whatever. It's all good.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, Matthew, what are you drinking?
Some good old. Actually, we upgraded to Nestle Pure Life water.
Oh,
we upgraded.
Samesies.
We finally upgraded because my wife was getting tired of the Walmart brand because she said it was too acidic for her. And so the Nestle, that's working out better for you, right? Yeah, it's working out better for her. So we've decided to, come to the 20th century instead of being in 19th century England, and
you're literally trading the lowest tier water for another lowest tier water. So
hey, what can I say? What can I say?
I know. Dude, you get those things for like, you get the 24 pack or whatever of those Nestle's for like $3 or something.
I know.
It's amazing.
I know. And my wife, we have a neighborhood Walmart too by us.
Oh, it's like the grocery store only part of Walmart?
Yeah, and actually, I don't mind going to that one at all, actually.
Because it's not like going to Walmart, it's like going to the grocery store.
Yeah, and plus the best thing about it is my wife no longer grocery shops too. She just orders online, picks it up, and boom.
How is that, man? Is that cool? Like, you just stay out in the car and they just throw it in for you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that you go there, pick it up at a designated time, and they load your car for you.
And they save your order, like what you order every time?
Yep, and dude, it's actually, we're finding out we're not spending as much either, because, you're not going to the store and like, oh, look, there's, animal crackers there that you want all of a sudden.
Right, that you weren't thinking of ever for years, but you saw them, because Walmart.
So it's turned into, I don't think we can ever go back to grocery shopping the regular way, can we?
Oh, never.
Yeah, my wife's saying she'll never go back to the other way.
That's a revelation. We need to try that, man. I keep meaning to, but
dude.
What it is, well, it's kind of far to go to Walmart for us, so we go to like Publix.
Doesn't Publix do that now?
Not ours.
Oh, that sucks.
But yeah,
dude, once they do that, definitely do it. Just try it once, just for like a small order of $50 to $100 or something, and you're gonna realize, like, why did I ever grocery shop?
Why did I even go into that place?
Yeah.
What about like, have you ever done like any of your grocery shopping on Amazon? Have you ever done that?
No. I mean, we've bought small things here and there, but never like full blown grocery shopping on Amazon.
I don't know if I think it has to be in your area because they have to like get it to you fresh or whatever if there's like cold shit. But like, it would make sense to do like your toilet paper and paper towels and shit. I might start doing that.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that, but yeah, man. So, what did you do this weekend?
First off, Friday we went to the skating rink. Me, Melissa, and Aiden. It was all like, when I hear music, it makes me dance, and and all those skating rink songs. What's another one, Matt? Like, like Hood Rat, Hoochie Mama.
I have no idea.
Yeah, all the good skating rink songs. So we went skating. That was cool. My feet hurt, man, from the cheap rental skates. But what are you gonna do? Saturday, what did we do? We went to Costco and we went and shout out to bro and sister-in-law, Amanda and Chris. We went over there and grilled and played Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
that's fun.
Yeah, we have like one of the expansions we hadn't played, so we did that. And then Sunday, what did we do? I don't think we did much yesterday. I washed my car, almost died.
Yeah, dude,
that
it
was
was. My wife forbade me to do yard work yesterday because it was so hot.
It was fucking bad, dude.
Like, I really wanted to do it really bad, and she's like, no.
You and I talked about it earlier, like how like I was like spraying myself with the hose, but it didn't matter. Like I sprayed my face with the hose, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It just felt like I had more sweat dripping off me. Fucking ridiculous, man.
Dude, it's this heat, especially yesterday, it's just been super bad. Like, okay, so you want to know how ignorant I am of the world?
Please.
So I learned about this yesterday. I had no idea that, like, in Washington State and even over in England, that it's not common for most households to have AC.
Oh, a lot of the Northeast is like that too, dude.
I had no freaking clue. That just it boggles my, because I've only ever lived in Florida, and whenever I went out of state, obviously I was in a hotel with AC, right? So
true.
It never really entered my mind that, hey, there's no.
It's getting better, but
Yeah.
like I spent a lot of summers in Maine, and most people don't have AC there, which is so fucking ignorant because
It's
gets
weird
hot
because
as
my
shit.
my mom and my uncle always had AC up in Maine, so.
Oh, well, they're friggin' classy. Okay.
I never, like I said, I never thought of that. I never even knew this was a thing. So I saw on my Twitter a bunch of my buddies on there complaining how hot it is and how they have to blow fans. And I'm like, don't you guys just have AC? And they're like, what? No.
Go to the thermostat, push the down button. What are you doing?
Yeah. They're like, no, they say it's like a luxury to have AC. And I'm just saying in Florida, you literally can't survive without AC.
Oh no, like when like we have like we don't get it here, right? Because our power grid is used to having to support everybody's air conditioning.
Yeah.
But there's places where they do have everybody does have AC, but they don't run it that often. So like when they get a heat wave, quote unquote, or the fuck that means, when they get a heat wave and like they have like rolling brownouts from electricity and like old people die.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Like
it's legit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do know I've read stories like that, but dude, it just blows my mind because there's this one guy I follow over in England. He's showing me like their equivalent of a Walgreens or something or CVS. I don't know what they call it. I don't know, some flim flam, tea and crumpet store, whatever.
That's not racist because it's not a race, but it's certainly something. Okay. Offend the UK. Good job. Okay.
It was just 4th of July, so we just have to prove we're better than them. No.
Wow.
No, my UK friends I have, they know I joke. I mean, they completely.
Who's in the World Cup and who's not? So there you go.
I know, right? And of course they ride me about Trump and all that. And I'm like, yeah, Hey, we fuck up once in a while. What do you want me to do? So, anyways, he was taking a video of the chocolate aisle in this CVS Walgreens store, and on all the chocolate was melted on the shelves because that store doesn't have AC. And I'm like, what the fuck? That just boggles my mind.
So I just looked it up. So over there they have Boots is one of there's 2,500 Boots pharmacies in
I think that's it. Boots. I think that was it.
Boots, and then the other one is Superdrug, which is pretty generic actually. Come on, guys. They have 800 stores. So there you go.
I think it was Boots, and the guy that I follow, he shown all the chocolate and it was all melted and all that stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Wow,
dude.
Damn. But I mean, what? How many days can it actually be hot though over there? I mean, look how far north they are.
I know.
Like, there's no way that it's hot for more than like a few weeks. I know,
right? I mean, yeah.
I would have a winter shaker at least if I lived over there for those because I know better.
Yeah.
Like that's just ignorant. Like okay, like in Florida, like. It gets cold here, like maybe like an accumulative amount, like 3 weeks out of the year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We still have heaters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then my wife gets mad at me when I tell her don't turn on the heat, put on a sweatshirt or a sweater.
Oh, that's it depends. We pretty. I mean, it has to get cold for us to kick the heat on. You ever like not realize that it's gonna get like scary cold in the middle of the night and you don't turn the heat on and you wake up like literally like seeing your breath and shit?
Oh my god! Or you leave because we have 2 fans in our room because for whatever freaking reason, our bedroom is the hottest room in the house. Right. And we have like our ceiling fan, and then we have another fan,
like a box fan.
Yeah. That we keep that we blow, and then there are times where during the winter we forget it's going to be freezing as hell, and we leave that fan on without even thinking, and it's like it's almost a struggle and a battle between her and I that who's going to get up and turn off the fan.
Oh, that's funny. You guys fight over it.
99% of the time it's me, but it's
oh, that's fighting words right there.
Yeah, I know, and she's looking right at me, so
with a glare, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just a you lying motherfucker. That's the look. Says it all.
Yeah, pretty much. So what else you do, man? What'd you do Sunday? Oh wait, no, you said you cleaned the car. Did you do anything else?
I did something. What did I do? Did I go somewhere? I don't think I went anywhere. I played video games, but we're gonna get to that.
We played video games Saturday or Friday.
I didn't really go anywhere. Oh, you and I played video games on Friday. Yes, we did, sir. Yes, we did. What else? What did we talk about? What you did? Talked about you not yet. Yard work. Okay. Yeah. Let's hear about it.
Well, Friday came home, worked out, and then we played video games that night. We'll get into that. And then Saturday woke up, went to the driving range, and I had a really good time until I was gonna die from heat stroke. And I want to do it again. You remember Spring Hill Golf Course up here?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Dude, that place is closed. It's all overgrown and shit. I went to go check it out today on my way home from work just to see, even though it was raining, I just wanted to see if it was still open and all that. Nope.
Wonder why.
I don't know. I couldn't find any info about it online, and I went up to the front entrance, and dude, it looks like it sort of looked like a like someplace you'd visit in The Last of Us. It was so overgrown and shit.
I know exactly what you mean. There was one over here in Wesley Chapel that was like that for a while, but they actually redid it completely. But yeah, it looked like that. It has like crazy like stalks of things just growing, and it's like a wasteland. Yeah. That's freaking sad, man. I guess because there's a lot of golf. There's a shitload of friggin' golf courses up there in Spring Hill. Yeah, that might be why. It's just that there's a lot of competition. Yeah,
and I do know over the years that one's always been one of the less popular ones because there's Oak Hills, which is better than Seven Hills, and Silverthorne,
Timber Pines.
Timber Pines is. But I mean, I went to Oak Hill to go to the driving range there, and it was like $9 for a huge bucket of balls, and just swung. And I gotta say, man, I hit some really good balls.
A lot of strokes with those balls.
Oh yeah. No man. I actually had a lot of good swings, and but dude, the heat was just making it killer, man.
I know.
I think I really want to get back into getting good at it.
But like in the fall.
Yeah. But the downside, because it's so cheap to play during the summertime here, but the downside is if you wait until the fall and winter, there's so many people at the golf courses at that time. Dude. Yeah, man, and it's one of those things I'd love to go back and actually golf again, but I know my slow ass is going to take forever to just, do one hole, then I'm going to be holding people up and all that shit.
True.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to wait until I get better and all that stuff, and maybe I'll actually attempt to do 9 holes or 18 holes or something.
We need to go back to Topgolf, bro.
Yeah, we do.
We're slipping on that. If you're going to, because at least they have like fans and shade and shit.
Yes, yeah. Dude, I looked up how much it is. It's not that cheap to do Topgolf.
Well, the thing is they charge per hour per thing. So the more people you get, the cheaper it becomes. And if you go early in the day on Saturday, it's actually really cheap. Yeah. It's only like $30 for the hour or something like that. And like that's $15 each. And if we could spend an hour, slamming balls, like that's a long time,
Oh yeah, for sure. No, but so I did that Saturday. Then I went out to a Magic pre-release Saturday. Did absolutely terrible. Felt like I wasted my time there, even though I was like tied for first place at one point. I lost the last game in just the most terrible fashion, where the guy beat me extremely easily round one, and
Right.
then we go to round two. I draw 7 cards, 1 land. I'm like, I can't keep this. Draw 6 cards, no lands. Draw 5 cards, no lands. Go down to 4 cards, no lands. I'm like, well, good game, you win, because I'm not.
Not going to try to play that way.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it.
It's there's no point if you even if you had the smallest chance of winning on 3 cards, or I mean, you could make the argument, yeah, it's worth trying, but at that point, it's like,
Is it though? Like you paid money to be there, or even if you didn't, but regardless, like it's like an official thing. Like, isn't it better just to take the L and just go on?
Yeah, I mean, if I really cared enough to try to win first place, maybe I would have tried, but dude, I didn't give a shit, and plus I opened up all crap cards, and
You said it was a pre-release, right?
yeah.
Did I see you post on there that you weren't impressed with it either?
I mean, it was all right. I mean, and I think a lot of it had to do with my pool of cards that I had were just absolute trash. So it's, I couldn't even have any. The thing that I didn't like about it was I didn't really get to experience any fun cards. It was all very boring, bland cards because I didn't open up anything good.
Are you like under embargo? Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, no, I'm allowed to talk about it. The set's out, so.
I don't know. I know you've
Yeah.
you've had fucking embargo shit before, because
Yeah.
you're big time like that. But don't worry about us small people.
No, I mean, no, because what he's referring to is I get preview cards where I get to showcase a brand new card that's coming out in a set, but I'm not allowed to show anybody. I don't even show my wife or anything for it because it's
You showed me.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
I'm just trying to get you in trouble.
I'm just trying to. No, you're really making me think. Like, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I'm just messing with you.
And so yeah, I mean, I get those every once in a while from the official company, and it's cool stuff. It's fun.
That's what's up, man. What else? What else, Matt?
Sunday I did jack shit, man. Like, I really wanted to go do yard work, but it was so fucking hot, and I was really trying to, and this is something that probably you and I are both really guilty of, and I think it's something just with our generation. And my wife was getting on me about this because I felt so terrible about doing nothing yesterday that I feel like, and maybe you agree with this, there are times where you may have a slow day or something, not at work, but just at home where, hey, there's not a whole lot of stuff to do. You feel guilty for not doing anything because you feel like there's always something to do.
Definitely not at work, though, because the day that's slow at work that I have anything to do, I don't feel guilty about it at all.
Oh,
but
yeah,
at home, sure, yeah.
And like I felt that way so bad Sunday. So I did a few things around the office. I finally cleared up some stuff, and then what else? I just did a few small things here and there. But then I was having such a hard time, and this happens to me all the time, of just sitting there doing nothing because I feel like I need to earn that doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's actually like a well-known documented thing that happens to a lot of adults, especially nowadays, where it's, since we're on the go so much and expected to perform, all the time, and and there's this thing with our culture, especially people that we know, where it's like you have to brag about how busy you are.
Yeah, that shit's kind of getting.
It's weird because it's almost like a pissing contest where you brag like, oh yeah, I had to clean the house yesterday, and I had to scrape the paint with a toothbrush, and do tile grout all day, and it's like, okay, cool,
tile grout.
I had to I shat on a toilet and played video games all day.
Well, there's like two ways. There's the brag planing, right? Like where you're trying to one up each other on how busy you are, and then there's the other one where people feel like this like shame if they look lazier than somebody else. Like have you experienced that shit too?
Oh, of course. I mean, I feel like that a lot of times where just like yesterday's a good example. I felt almost kind of shameful of doing nothing.
Well, to yourself, but I mean to like others. Like I see that all the time, like people justifying like, why they didn't do much or trying to like make little things. I mean, I've definitely done it. Like trying to make like a bunch of little things you did like matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you're like, I don't know. Yeah, it's
it's
kind of weird.
And it's a problem because it's one of the issues I have with it is because when you try to relax, you feel like you have to earn that relaxation, and sometimes you just need to relax just for the sake of relaxing.
So, speaking of our generation, this is kind of I forgot about this, but you reminded me in talking about like how we live our lives right now. So, you remember how depressed we got when we found out that we were millennials? We thought we were Gen X, but it turns out we were millennials, judging by the... Okay, so we're not anymore, thank God. We're Zennials.
Wait, Zennials? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a hybrid, because we're from they basically were referred to as the Oregon Trail generation now, because we still remember... Hold on, let's see. Because feel they fit in. Okay, so it says here, this is from Wikipedia, but I've seen this a bunch of places last week. This became like a thing. It says Zennials or Generation Catalano.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Do so because let's see. They feel they fit with they do not feel they fit with typical definitions of Gen X or millennials. It says describes those in the Oregon Trails generations and remembering a time before the digital age. And what else did it say? I'm having to skip around here because it's not the one that I read, but it says basically it's like we remember before the internet and before all that shit, and the regular phone and like all those struggles and everything, like, which isn't in line with millennials that we're experiencing nowadays. So we're Zennials now. It's late 70s to early 80s is Zennials. So that's our generation now, apparently. So
it's crazy.
It is crazy. So, I just thought I'd throw that out there because I'm pretty sure a huge chunk of our demographic is somewhere in that realm, if not very close to it. So we're not fully millennials. So I'm like kind of not wanting to,
off yourself.
Yeah, jump off a bridge, because anyways.
Yeah, man. So that was just a little thing, and I was actually reading up on. And a lot of it has to do with anxiety of just sort of being complacent, too.
Everybody's anxious nowadays.
And it's, I mean, I don't know. It sucks because my wife was, like, telling me yesterday, just freaking calm down, just relax, do nothing. And I'm like, I feel like I can't. I feel like I got to do something in order to achieve this relaxation, So...
you have to earn it. You have to. I mean, which you should. You shouldn't be a lazy fuck. But yeah, dude, I feel like that all the time.
But then, I mean, she makes sense. It's like, and it's not like I don't have a job and I don't work or anything.
Yeah.
It's,
but that doesn't count anymore. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, it's not like back in like the '60s and shit where it was like I went to work all fucking day. I just want to come home, have a beer, and relax. Like, it ain't like that anymore.
No.
Whatever.
No, so I watched a lot of Sopranos yesterday. And
yes, so me too, man.
You're watching that too. Which have we talked about that on the show? I don't remember.
Think so. We brought up you brought up that I should watch it and this and that. I think maybe I said I was starting it or something. I had to watch a couple episodes, but no. Like now I'm like balls deep. Like I'm almost.
Oh, you're fucking balls deep, son.
Dude, after tonight I'll be in season 4. So I've been watching the shit out of it. And you are in what season?
I'm in midway through season 5 now.
Damn! Every time I catch up to you, you speed ahead.
Well, dude, I watched so much yesterday. It's fucking, dude, it's so good.
I love it. In fact, we watched so much of it recently that when we gamed, we teamed up and did some gaming on Friday night. Like we spent probably a good hour of it only talking like we were fucking from the mob. That was pretty fun.
And I guess let's get into what we're playing. Do you want to talk about what we did Friday night?
Yes.
All right.
So Friday night, Matt and I, we haven't played anything together in a while since probably the last Matt versus Matt. We've been wanting to do it. So, so we were like, fuck it, we're going to do it Friday night. So we jump on, and Matt keeps trying to get me to play Heroes of the Storm. and actually pretty cool. Like, we played against the computers, like, for me to kind of learn it or whatever. And it was pretty awesome. But for whatever reason, we couldn't get a quick match to start, which was like the main thing to play, which sucked. Like, we wasted a lot of time trying to get that to work, and it just would not launch.
Yeah, I know. That sucked.
What did we end up playing? What was it called? The one online game that we played?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It was like Brawl or something like that.
Yeah, and that was not very good because I didn't even know what I was doing.
Well, first off, in that, you don't really get to play a character you would know, even if you did know.
Yeah, it's random.
And then, I had never played, we hadn't even played the computer yet. That was the very first thing that we were able to play. And Matt, you said somebody reported me for throwing the game. It's like, no, I'm literally that terrible because I've never played this before.
Yeah, and I just blocked the person immediately because they told me, hey, you need to report Butler here, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I should have responded back, but I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
It wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
but it's
really wasn't.
Fucking that's funny though that people don't realize somebody could be that bad at something. They think they're purposely trying to do it.
No, and I feel like that was a bad introduction to the game for you because it actually is a really fun game. It's just it has a high learning curve on it. It's very similar to League of Legends, but it's easier to grasp than League of Legends.
Well, right after that, we played a couple rounds against just the computer. Yeah. What do you call them, bots or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got the hang of it, and actually, I really did like it. It was really fun. But I wanted to really play against people though. I felt like we were crushing the computer, to be honest with you.
Well, we did play it very easy, so...
Oh, that's true. Either way, though, I'd still rather play against real people in a game like that.
Yeah,
but...
you definitely learn quicker when you play against real people. Just how they play, you see ways to do. Like, one of the things that you kept on doing was you would just keep chasing the computers, and it's like, nope, you don't need to do that. And that's a common mistake for new players to make, too, is you really need to stay within your lane and your side of the board, too.
I had eventually listened to you about that. But what sucked is the character I was playing, one of the attacks it can do was it would rush.
Yeah.
And I kept hitting it on accident, and then you're in the shit, it sucked.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. But yeah, so we'll have to try it again, man. But we really didn't get to play as much of that as we kind of planned on it. But hey, I have it now. It's downloaded, and I know what I'm doing in it, so we can at least jump on that again.
Yeah.
But when we finally gave up on that, we're like, we got to play something. Let's play something fun. So we started cruising Steam, and Matt, you found a game that both you and I played a lot of back in the day.
Yeah, and I completely forgot it was free now.
Team Fortress 2 is free, you guys.
I mean, it's been free for a couple years now, but I completely forgot they did that.
Know.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I would have had it a long time ago if that was the case, because you can run that shit on a calculator.
Nowadays you can. I mean, geez, it's sad, but
it really is.
Because those graphics were the shit. I mean, not the shit, but they were not. You couldn't just run it on anything back then.
They're not right. No. They're not terrible now. Like the graphics, I thought they were gonna be. I thought I was remembering it better than it was, but it was it defaulted to some really shit low resolution. After I tweaked it, it's it felt like, I don't know, like a less colorful and less sharp Fortnite maybe. I don't know. It's pretty close. It felt a lot like Fortnite, the way it looks, but with more muted colors, I guess. Fortnite's very bright,
Yeah.
But no, it worked great. It was funny because, and I love this about this video card that I have. I just have a 1060. It's nothing special, but I have a vent in the side of my case. And what happens is when the video card is under load, it goes from a white LED to a red LED. And I always look down at my case when I'm playing something to see if it's working hard. And I was maxing out the frame rate. I think it was like 150 or 140, 144 because it was matching my refresh on my monitor, and it was just maxed the whole time. And I looked down and like it's not even turned red. Like it's
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, like it's crazy how far computers have come since that game. Because I remember I never could play it on ultimate or max settings or anything.
Yeah, I know. It was usually medium settings for me.
Yeah, me too. And then, and it would barely, it was just barely playable, but you didn't care, and like now it's like my computer doesn't even realize it's playing a game.
No, but
it's not a great computer.
But we had fun playing it.
Dude, I had a fucking blast playing that, dude. I wish we wouldn't have got so tired. I would have played a lot more.
Yeah.
It was so good.
No, I'm down for playing that again because it's a fun game. It's so different though now. It's because when I was playing it a lot, they had a lot of the cosmetic stuff, mainly hats is what they had. Just different hats your characters could wear. Because I'm sure if you notice mine had different hats and all that. But now they have all these different weapons, other different kind of cosmetics like different masks or different kind of suits some of them may wear, and also now you can gain levels a la Overwatch now, and now it's you can join a random game going on. It's because when you and I were playing it, it was the old school server. Find a server and join that server, and hopefully the people don't suck in it. I mean, they still have that.
You found it, yeah, that's right. And honestly didn't even phase me though. Like, here's the thing, like, you're absolutely right. Like, when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that is how it was.
Yeah.
But like, I'm so used to just jump in a game how everything is now that like it didn't even phase me for some reason. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, let's go. And it didn't. Like, holy shit, right?
It didn't make the game any less or anything. It was just weird because when I was heavily playing it was when I think they were just getting hats in. And they still had servers and everything and all this other stuff they've added. I'm just kind of, it's like a whole new game to me,
I'll tell you for sure. I'll tell you something else too, that like, and obviously we were part of this problem because we had just jumped in and we were playing whatever class we wanted to, just to fuck around. But one thing we both noticed, I think, while we were playing is that like people aren't balancing the team. Like, you know what I mean?
Not,
like,
no.
Yeah, and that's how that game's really meant to be played. You need support and so on and so forth. It was just kind of a shit show free for all. Although I think we did win like almost every single game though.
Yeah, we did. It was
somehow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's strange playing that because I've been playing a lot of Overwatch lately again for whatever fucking reason. And it's
a good game.
It's not a bad game at all, but it's weird going from Overwatch, which is essentially extremely similar to Team Fortress 2, but
ultra evolved, though.
Yes, very, very evolved.
Yeah.
And then you go back to Team Fortress 2, and it's very simplistic.
For sure. Yep.
And it's weird because I'm used to playing heroes and classes that have all these different abilities and stuff, and it's like, no, he's just got a rocket launcher. And a shotgun.
This is rocket guy.
This is rocket guy.
This is knife guy. This is wrench guy. This is shotgun guy. Like, that's it. Yeah, they don't do anything special. Well, that's not true because if you're rocket guy, I think you can switch to a pump shotgun. Like, you have secondary shit, but it's nothing fancy.
Yeah. I mean, they'll have different kind of rocket launchers you can eventually buy and get, but for the most part, you're playing a rocket launcher guy. That's it.
Yep.
There's nothing special.
Nope. Not nothing at all. But I had a really good time. We'll have to play that again.
Yeah, man.
I actually almost played it yesterday, but my backlog is growing of shit that I actually paid money for recently, so it had to take a back seat.
Yeah. What else have you been playing, man?
Man, it's not a lot of things, but I played a lot of them. First off, I told you guys on the last episode that I had picked it up but hadn't played Mario Aces Tennis yet. And that's now I'm balls deep in that game, pun intended. So Mario Aces Tennis is pretty sweet, Matt. I like it a lot. Yeah, I like it a lot. Aiden likes it a lot. He's fucking really good at it, by the way. It's actually hard to beat him. You have to focus. Like he'll beat shit out of you. So he's been playing it like all week too. Online is interesting. I've only made it, I think, so the first bracket, second bracket, third bracket. I keep losing on the fourth, and I think there's 5 to win a championship online. Yeah, I can't do it. It's like the people are so fucking good online. In fact, I'm lucky to win the first bracket usually. Once I beat the first bracket, I'll usually go 2 or 3, but very rarely past 3. I've made it to 4th twice, and then I've never made it to the final.
Wow.
Dude, they're so good. I'll tell you this, what's really cool, there's a really nice story mode to that game, and it actually helped me learn because at first I was kind of like, fuck you, I do what I want, I can play tennis. But like I was getting my ass beat really bad. So I was like, all right, so like I'll play some story, and I remember I'll be like, oh, how do they do that? And like I play some story, and it's like, oh, that's how you learn it, like in drills and stuff, like in the story mode, and then I'd go back online and I'd have that mastered, and it's really fun. There's like a world map, and it's not just playing games of tennis. There's like challenges and like interactive tennis courts that do things all Nintendo-y, like the flower chomper things will like bite your ball and like spit it back at you, like they'll catch it in midair. And yeah, there's like, what are those like wind up like Koopa looking things?
Oh, the Mecha Koopas?
Yeah, there's those, and they explode. Like, so like they'll be walking around the court, and you can like bat them back and forth at your opponent and stuff and blow them up with them. So it's really fun. It's very Nintendo. It is hard. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but if you give it even half a shot, you'll be fine at it. I was kind of concerned, Matt, that it was $60, full price game, but there's a lot there.
Well, that's good to know.
I shit talked it at first, but there really is a lot there. Now, that being said, should you spend the full price on it? That depends on how much you like playing tennis, because I mean that's the core portion of the game. So, playing with the motion controls is absolutely fucking wretched. Don't do it. It's not made for that. Like, I mean, it does it, but you can tell they have it in mind. You know, you can play local 2-player, which is great. Actually, I think you can play local 4-player. You can do doubles, and it splits the screen in half, so you don't have to like play from like when you're on like the receiving end.
Okay.
You can play like close up. But yeah, dude, I like it a lot. I kind of burnt out on it a little bit though, because I played it like every single night for like a week and a half. So I did play it a little bit today with Aiden, but other than that, I hadn't touched it in a couple of days just because I did play a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's a subreddit for it, for Mario Tennis. It existed before this because there's other Mario Tennis games.
Yeah.
But like one of the big things right now that's going on is I wanted to put it. Oh, it is. I did put the story. So Bowser Jr. is ruining Mario Aces Tennis. I linked the Kotaku article, but there's actually on Reddit is where I learned about that last week. And apparently Bowser Jr. is like super duper. Overpowered is the gaming term you would use, but he's not powerful. What it is he can cover the court way better than anybody else, like drastically. So when you play online, it's super hard to beat him because he's always there. And it sucks because I didn't realize this until after I had gotten used to playing with him online. So like I had to pick a new character because I didn't want to be cheating or having it a 1-up. And, everybody's hating on it. So we're kind of waiting to see if Nintendo is going to rebalance the game or not. Because he can get all over that court way too easy. So
hopefully they do, because Nintendo's not known for doing that too much.
Yeah, they don't like to patch something on a game that, they like their games to come out and be playable. Like when they change stuff, it's like for shit that's like actually broken, not for rebalancing. But they have rebalance. I guess they haven't. Did they rebalance Super Smash Brothers shit before on the last generation? I feel like they did.
Maybe, but I don't remember ever hearing. I mean, well, to be honest, I don't know, because I don't follow Smash at all. But I know I've heard stuff like grumblings before where they don't really do a whole lot of balancing for it.
Super Smash Bros. 3DS. So there's a bunch of people that have modded it to do it. So I guess not. So they may not fix it. Maybe they'll drop him from online play or something. Maybe that's what they'll do. I don't know, man. But I didn't notice it until I tried to play with somebody else online, and I was like, oh yeah. So I've switched to like tricky players online. Oh, that's the other thing is like they're like, some are technical, some are tricky, some are well-rounded, some are powerful. Like, kind of that Nintendo thing. You know how they do with like
Yeah.
Mario Kart and shit like that. It's all there. It's same shit. And I like playing with like Boo or Rosalina because they are tricky, quote unquote, and their slice is epic. It's almost as good as my slice when I'm at the driving range, Matt. It's almost like that. It's pretty crazy. So I really like that a lot. And the technical ones, so those are tricky because it's like it psychs you out. And like the technical ones, they have like a nasty drop shot, like that fakes people out like every time. So like there's totally different ways to go at it. I like it a lot. I think what everybody's mad. You said people were like bitching about the game.
Well, just bitching about story mode and how a lot of the big complaints I was hearing was it doesn't feel like it's a full $60 game.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ because you get a really stellar local multiplayer game. You get actually really well done online, minus the balance issue with Bowser Jr., and you get a story mode. There's been games that have come out at full price with a lot less than that. Now, will it hold up and sell really good for a long time at 60? No, I definitely see them dropping this to 40.
Yeah.
But look at Nintendo, okay? Like when they drop a $40 game like the Captain Toad, that's a $40 game though in Nintendo world. There's only one thing to do in that, and that's play through the puzzles, This at least gives you a few different fronts that you can enjoy the game. So, I don't want to be a fanboy or anything, and
Fanboy.
I know I'm really not, to be honest with you. Like as far as Nintendo's, I mean, I like Nintendo, but it's not like I'm more of a fanboy to PlayStation, and even they're fucking pissing me off lately. But like $60, I think it is for a launch price. I think it is. It's selling really well, and anybody that's bitching just probably isn't that into tennis. I gotta say. The only thing worth bitching about is the balance issue online. That's worth bitching about. I don't think saying it's not a $60 game after experiencing it, it is. I mean, dude, I'm gonna keep playing this. It's not like I'm gonna put it down anytime soon. So how cheap do you want it to be?
Yeah, no, you make a good point. I mean, and that's the thing with games, is it worth $60 to you? And if the answer is yes, then good.
Yeah. It's funny. Chris bought it at work. He brought it. He hasn't played it though. Really, he played it like once or twice. He hasn't had the time, but he let Christian play it on Christian's lunch break today, and he's getting into it. I think he's buying it tomorrow. He was trying to buy it off of Chris used today.
Oh man,
he's like, well, what do you want for it? So he's getting it. So I might end up playing Christian and shit at work on that. I might bring my Pro controller or something and play him.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. So but yeah. So I don't know. It's fun. There's shit to do there. There's something there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other game I played, man, I'll try to get through this. I'm sorry. I spent a lot of time on Mario Tennis, but I really wanted to kind of without spoiling, I kind of wanted to, get into it. All right. So the last game that I played is Persona 4. I talked about this a couple of times now, and I talked about when I picked it up, and that it's one of the reasons why I got a Vita was to play JRPGs. And this was like this Matt, Persona is like everybody friggin', swings from its nuts, everybody that's into JRPGs, they're all Persona, blah, 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 blah. So I've put 5 hours into the game so far. Okay. On the Vita. I love that Vita, by the way. That's a whole nother story.
I know. I think I may have to get one.
Dude, it's worth it. It's such a good little system.
Because I know that now that it's hackable at any firmware level now, you can I was seeing somebody made it their own personal Final Fantasy machine. I'm like, oh fuck.
You want that, dude.
Now I kind of want a Vita now. I mean,
the thing is, you don't even need to do that. Like, there's it is like the JRPG system, and I have a feeling the Switch is going to dethrone it, but right now it is, and they're really cheap. Like, there's some expensive ones, but if you hack it, just what I mean, just drive to Mexico and find it, and then play that version. But so anyway, so yeah, you should get a Vita. Once I get done with Persona, I'm going to hack mine so that I can play PS1 games on it. I want a portable with controllers PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I'm looking at eBay right now, and they're going anywhere from $150 to $300.
I got mine for 160 or 170. It's mint, no scratches, no nothing, and I got it complete in box, and I got that at a retail store. I got that at M&M over
I
in.
wouldn't even know what model to get here. There's so many on here. But anyways, go on with Persona because that's a whole. I'll probably ask you that offline, like what model to.
There's only two. There's only two. One has OLED, one has a better battery. One's thinner, one's thicker. It's personal preference, but good luck finding the OLED one in good condition. I couldn't find one. I had to go with the thin one. There, done. All right, so Persona 4.
What'd you just say to me?
Yes. Persona 4. So okay. Let me start by saying this because I'm gonna get real negative here.
Okay.
I'm hooked on it. That says a lot. Okay, like it's cool so far. So far, like it hooked me. Now, here's all the bad shit, and it's a lot. And Monster Hunter on the PSP pulled this shit too, and it didn't get its hooks in me, but this has. So it was 4 hours of gameplay, Matt, and I don't think I could have done it much faster. I really don't think there's much I could have skipped. I didn't leave the system sitting idle or anything like that. Like, I'm pretty sure maybe 3 hours and 45 minutes is the fastest you can get to where you're finally free to play the game. That's a long fucking time to be holding your hand in a game.
Well, I mean, that's just like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's like
that was 4 hours before it would let you do your shit.
Oh, longer than that. I mean, it's
whoa.
Because I mean, you play the game, but a lot of the gameplay mechanics don't open up until 10 hours into the game.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So 4 hours.
Okay, that's worse.
That doesn't seem too bad. But I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is still a really good game. Just like you're saying with Persona, it's just, and I've talked about that before on the podcast, where Xenoblade is such a complex, deep game. And the one time where I was complaining where I couldn't figure out how to kill shit quickly is because more mechanics hadn't opened up yet. That's why.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
that'll do it. This is not as bad as that. Like, so I have everything opened up now, but I haven't really tried a bunch of this shit that just opened up. I haven't got a chance to yet. Like, you got to go and like craft things, and like you got to manage like your abilities, and you can merge them together to make new things and shit like that. Like, I haven't done any of that yet, but this last boss battle I fought, which is like the first real boss battle, I feel like, was actually, it took a while to beat, and I feel like it's like I need to do that because if I try to move on, I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, so it's not open world per se. Like, you can go wherever you want, but you have to like quick travel to those places, and then they're like smaller areas. It felt very PSP-y, like, to me. The PSP did that shit a lot with like Monster Hunter and a few others. Because of its lack of RAM, it couldn't load large areas into the RAM. And this, I know you can, because I've already played a few games that had pretty massive and beautiful looking areas in it. So I don't know why they're doing it that way, but like there's like 6 or 7 areas. Now I can freely travel to them whenever I want. And, you know, but realistically, the game is all about the dungeons.
Okay.
Which is in the... It's so weird, right? So you're like you're a high school kid, and you know you have that world, like you have like the real world, okay, for lack of a better term, and you know you deal with like your friends or whatever, but you can go into the TV, and I don't mean like into what's on the TV. Like, the TV's off, like you can go into it, and that's like the crossover, and that's where like the dungeons are. So in there is where you will find all your battling, your fighting, your areas you got to clear out, your dungeons, quote unquote. That's where it's all done, and it's done in the evening and at night. During the day, you have to do school shit and like social shit, and it sounds lame, like it really does, and that was always kind of something that bugged me about Persona and kept me away. But it's actually more focused on the building up your team and then finding new ways to battle and clearing shit out. So it's actually balanced really well. I just really was pissed off with how long it took. And honestly, the acting is fucking terrible.
I mean, it's a Japanese RPG. What do you expect?
Last night, I turned it off. So I'm just reading, and it's a much better game now. I would turn off the voice acting. It's It's so
Yeah, if it's
terrible.
not in Japanese, definitely turn it off. Xenoblade, you can't turn off the terrible voice acting. Oh my god, you gotta. I mean, unless you mute the audio and all that. So
Yeah, but you don't want to mute everything. You still want to hear shit.
yeah, I'd
Um,
rather hear it in the original Japanese language because usually it sounds better, and
right.
and not these crappy American voice actors that they all hire.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking bad.
It really is.
It suffers the same. It sounds identical. Now, one thing everybody praises on Persona games is the soundtrack. Um, they're very they're real. Like you can tell they're real songs. Like they weren't like some of them were
Yeah,
made for the game, but even they are very well produced. Like it is well done. The music and a lot of it's in English, and that's the same whether you have the Japanese version or the American version. Um, I don't see myself listening to any of it outside of the game, but in the game, it's great. It's well done. It's scored very well, and a lot of the music is really good. So I will give it that. A lot of people run around listening to it and shit. I
yeah.
don't feel like that for me, but yeah, not bad. So I'll report back as I play more. Like I said, the game just finally like really opened up for me, and I'll tell you the story. If you get over the bad voice acting, like, and you just start reading the story, like the story really keeps your attention. Like you really want to know what's going on, and you're already making assumptions, and it seems simple. Like it seems like of course that's what's going on, and it's letting you kind of like pick what you're gonna say, and you're like, duh, I'm not fucking stupid. This was going on, but twice now it has proved me wrong. So. They're trying to trick you into believing that shit, and it works. So the story gets you. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Is it like the best JRPG I've ever played? Definitely fucking not. But it is cool. And I don't know. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try and beat it. I don't know. I think it takes like 50 hours, so I might not give it all of that, but I'll definitely give it a go. So that's it, Matt. What did you play? Finally, I'm sorry. I talked forever
No,
on
it's all
two
right.
fucking games. What'd you play, bro?
I'll probably be pretty quick here. Started playing Overwatch again, as I mentioned earlier.
Right.
Don't know why, and just
Still a current game, super popular.
yeah. I mean, it's fun and all that. I'm just, you know, playing the game. I mean, I don't really have anything to really report on it. It's just been playing it. So still playing World of Warcraft, playing it with my wife, and then finally decided to start a Demon Hunter, which is the newest World of Warcraft class that came out 2 years ago. And
Keeping up with the times.
oh yeah, keeping up time. Well, dude, I'm just so slow to adopt anything new in the game in terms of classes or races or anything like that, because the character that I've had since 2005, a Night Elf Druid, he's my baby. All right,
Right.
he is my baby.
You've
And
been through it with them. You've evolved together. You've learned together. You've
he
cried together.
he has seen my child be born. All right,
That's actually true.
in a sense, yeah. So I've had that druid. He and I are, he's like a son to me. Gonna be the only son I ever have. As I look to my wife,
Wow.
but so it's hard for me, even though I do play a lot of other characters. I always go back to my druid or my warlock, because my warlock I've had since 2007. So, he's my little zombie baby. So
So the first one is your bottom bitch. That is what you're saying.
no, he's not my bitch. He's like my son.
No, bottom bitch. That's your number one hooker.
No, he's not my hooker.
Yeah, he does he pays your bills for you and shit while
He
you're friggin' passed out
he's
from an H overdose.
no, he's my baby boy.
Oh, okay.
My baby boy. I've seen him grow up from a useless druid because back in the day druids were fucking useless. Holy shit, they were a terrible class. But I've decided to play him forever. So
For the challenge of it, or just because it was too late, you already started them before
Well-
you realized that? Like, how'd that happen?
well, when World of Warcraft first came out, druids were only good at healing, even though they could do tanking and DPS. So they were meant to be healers. But I was like, fuck you, I want to be a bear tank. So I defied all expectations of trying to be a bear tank, because only warriors were really the only good tanks back then. Hell,
DPS?
damage per second, meaning damage dealers.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Um,
My bad.
So no, it's okay. So yeah, I would always tank with my druid, and then when finally the first expansion, Burning Crusade, came out, they finally made druids viable tanks. So I've been tanking with him officially ever since 2007 and on. So he's my baby, man. But I finally decided to be a demon hunter, and the cool thing about demon hunters is they are a very agile and very I guess, what's a good word? I guess agile would be the best word, because you don't have to just stand in front of a bad guy and just spam buttons. No, you can actually move around and, kill people
Use
and
some
all
strategy.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still, if you're going to be lazy as shit, you can still stand in front of people and kill them and all that stuff. But, the demon hunter is meant to be able to move around quickly and kill shit and all that.
That's the point. Yeah.
It's fun.
How far have you progressed with him?
Well, he starts off at level 98 because he's what they call a hero class, and
Okay.
I'm like halfway through level 101. So
It's a lot of experience up at those levels, a lot of XP to move on, right?
for the most part, it's all pretty, like, once you hit level, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been forever since I've leveled up. Because they recently changed leveling like a year ago, so I haven't even leveled up through, 1 through 110 again. So I think from level 90 on, it's all very relative, where even though it's more experience from, say, 100 to 101, I think it takes the same amount of time from going from 90 to 100 to 100 to 110. It takes the same amount of time between them.
Okay.
Even though it is more experience, you're just getting more experience as you go up, but it takes the same amount of time still.
I gotcha.
And then I decided to play some StarCraft 2 yesterday. And don't meh me. It's so I just did a team match, and I gotta say, God, it took forever to finally find a game, and that kind of worries me, because StarCraft is one of my all-time favorite games of all time, and
Sorry.
I mean, I do know that StarCraft is still really popular on the 1v1 scale, because that's how it's meant to be played. That's how it's balanced and everything.
Gotcha.
But I'm terrible at the game now. I can't keep up with doing 1v1. So I wanted to do some team matches, and dude, it took forever. Like, at least I actually found a team match on, like, Heroes of the Storm, which, according to stats, Heroes of the Storm is played more than StarCraft 2, but it sure didn't seem like it that night you and I played.
The thing is like, at first I thought, something was wrong, or we were doing something wrong, but, like, we got into that brawl match, no problem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't
like,
know.
I don't know. We could link up fine. Like, it was, I don't know, man. But that was a huge letdown. But anyways, so you've been, with the exception of Team Fortress 2, you've been exclusively playing Blizzard games.
I know, and this happens. It's like every so often I'll not be on the Blizzard juice, and then all of a sudden it just sucks me in. And I've been meaning to keep playing Destiny 2, but the kids have really been using the living room TV, and I don't want to play Destiny 2 on the computer, even though I already have it on here.
Right.
I'd rather sit in front of the TV, but I've been letting the kids just use the TV, and I don't really want to.
Nice.
I know, but Daddy Zuby's gonna,
regulate.
Not be nice. I'm gonna be like, move out of the way, with my wife beater and my Cheetos dust, and
grabbing kids by the side of the face.
Yeah.
It's like, roar.
Yeah, but other than that, I haven't really been playing much of anything, man. I have not touched my Switch.
That's sad.
I know.
Sad. But you know what comes out on Friday?
I know, Octopath Traveler. Hopefully I have money to buy it. I didn't pre-order it.
Me either. I know.
I got to pay bills and stuff first, so
I know.
I'm hoping, because it looks good. But
I want
the only thing I have bought recently are some books. And I've just been on a reading kick again. I bought 2 new books, actually physical books, not just reading on my Kindle.
Sorry, what?
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 You said I don't know what that means. What is that?
Books that you hold in your hand.
Oh, so
They're
like,
ancient things, you know.
like, are they like in stone? Did
Not something like this
like,
in my Kindle. You know,
that's a book. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah, not my Kindle here. No, an actual real book. But
With like tree paper?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I
That's
just
really bad for the environment, bro. That's
I don't
really
give a fuck the environment.
that,
All right. Yeah. I'll even mow my grass. All right.
that's like a microaggression towards the environment.
Fuck the environment.
You're
No,
hipster for using old school shit, but then like you're new age asshole,
I know,
for
right?
killing the environment.
No, I care about the environment. It's just, I decided to chop down some trees because they were getting in my way. The
They're
fuck you
always
want me to
taking
do?
up all the space and shit and making all
And
the oxygen.
you know what?
Like,
There are more trees now than there ever have been. So fuck you.
is there? Is that true?
We'll fucking say it's true. What? You gonna go in a fucking time
Real
machine? What are you gonna do?
And count fucking trees, you
Hey,
fucking.
Hey, go
you
fuck
fucking
yourself,
gabagool.
Christopher. All right.
Fuck you. Fuck
No,
your
but
mother.
but
Just
I
didn't say hi to a form.
but I bought two books. First one, Star Wars Darth Plagueis, and then the other one is the Wheel of Time series, which is supposed to be a really good fantasy series. Called The Eye of the Wheel, which is the first book. It's 14 books in the Wheel of Time. I know nothing about it, but I've heard over the years that it's one of the best fantasy series, up there with Dragonlance and
It's gotta be good.
Narnia and Lord of the Rings and all that. So,
If they made 14 of them bitches, you know it's good.
well, not all the time. Trust me.
No?
No.
Well, I mean, you can't keep getting money to make shit if it's not at least selling.
Yeah, it's true. But
like you read a bad book, and you're like, you know what? Seriously, like 13, 14 more times of this shit, and I'm not gonna fall for it anymore. Like, nobody says that.
Last year I was reading the Dragonlance series, and I read there's over 100 books in Dragonlance, and I read about 30 of them last year.
Right.
And there are some really bad books in that series that just make you wonder. And it's not all just one author, it's a series of authors and all that stuff, because it's a huge world and it's a huge universe and all that.
Okay.
And dude, this one book I read, and this goes off on a little tangent here, but this one trilogy that I read in that series, it's based off of a really popular character from a previous trilogy, and this author just completely shat all over this character that was really popular.
Oh.
Yeah, and the ending to that book got me so pissed off that I never ever want to read that other trilogy that was good ever again, because I know what happens to that character. I'm like, fuck that. It's so dumb. And I can explain it later. I can go on a huge 30-minute diatribe about it, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
But anyway, so I've been reading the Star Wars Darth Plagueis book, which is about Senator Palpatine's master.
Interesting.
And
that's really interesting.
The downside to it, now that it's considered Legends, it technically didn't happen according to Disney, but fuck Disney in every sense of the way possible when it comes to Star Wars, because well, I just hate that they shat all over 20, almost 30 years worth of written material, and as soon as they got Star Wars, they're just like, fuck it didn't happen.
They do seem to not give a shit about any of the other things. Like
they don't give a shit anything pre-episode 4.
Well, yeah, no, they really don't.
They really don't.
Actually, it's hard to say, because even on Solo, they just came out, you see Darth Maul, spoiler.
Yeah,
you see Darth Maul in the end, and if you would follow the cartoon, the
Clone Wars
thing.
Yeah, Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird, people are kind of how does that work? You know what I mean? And the answer is Disney said, fuck you.
Yeah. And that's what pisses me off, because what I'm liking about this book is it's starting to really tie in what Palpatine's master was really like, how... And there's a lot of political shit in it too, which is interesting, because it's not just about, oh, hey, there's some bad guys here and we got to defeat them. It's more about, hey, this is how the Sith operated during the time when Jedi were, in the thousands upon thousands, and they had to operate in secret. And that's really interesting stuff to me.
Super interesting.
It's all secret agent type shit, but they're Sith with red lightsabers and they can kill you.
Can I get this book on tape?
I'm sure it's on audio tape, but
Kids, in case you were wondering, that's definitely a Zennial thing, by the way, book on tape. I meant audio book. You guys don't know about tape.
That is one thing I don't like audiobooks. I can't do them.
No, but you like podcasts.
But the thing is that what happens to me in podcasts is I'll zone out sometimes while the podcast is going on.
True,
but with an audiobook, I'm going to want to know every single thing that happens, or else what's the point of listening, you know?
That's a good point. I don't know, but if it's super interesting, you may not.
I've tried.
You may not zone out.
And I've tried them like many times. I can't get into it. But no, the book is good. I'm about 1/3 of the way through it, and I just started reading it last week. And it's I try to read every night, but I only get like 10 minutes of reading before I pass out because it's it's a good way to go to sleep.
That shit is $27 if you don't pay for Audible.
Holy shit!
If you have Audible, it's still $15 for the audiobook.
What the fuck, dude? The book was $8.
Yeah, the paperback says it's on Kindle is $7.99, paperback's $9.66, hardcover is $100, which that's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, hardcovers, especially because hardcovers go out of print really quickly, and
that might be why.
Yeah, I just got the regular, mass selling paperback, but it's a good book so far. And if you're really into, even though according to Disney it didn't happen, but you know what? They're never gonna fucking touch this character. They're never that's the thing that pisses me off Disney. They're never gonna touch the Knights of the Old Republic type shit where there was massive Jedi versus Sith wars and all that. And
I hear this a lot on a lot of podcasts, Matt, that talk about Star Wars. And they make a great point, and it's kind of what you're getting to, is that like they will not give up on this core like characters and timeline and time period rather
of the original trilogy.
Yeah. It's like there's so much other shit out there, and there's so many other things to do, or you could even make up some shit a whole nother time, like a whole nother part of the timeline.
And I think that's part of, and it's been explained by much better people than I. But I think that's part of my disappointment with the new trilogy, episode 7 and 8, is it's essentially the same story again. It's the Rebels versus Empire. And
just shittier odds.
And granted, episodes 1, 2, and 3 weren't the best. We'll give it that. But at least the story was more original than 7 and 8.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. There was a lot more politics shoved into it. It was not just Rebels versus Empire. I mean, when you really watch it and like watch the series again and realize that, hey, it's not just good versus evil. It's about a man, especially episode 3, where a man who tries to do everything he can to save his wife and ends up, doing the wrong thing.
That's true. Now, if only they could have left out that fucking Gabagool fucking Jar Jar fucking Binks over there. Jesus Christ.
Actually, Jar Jar is not as bad as fucking Rose from episode 8. Jesus. She didn't bother me until the very end of that movie.
No, I hate Jar Jar worse, but you make a good comparison, though.
Well,
that's personal.
Well, let's see. Who would actually be a worse character, Jar Jar or Rose? Because when you think about it, if it wasn't for Jar Jar, would Rose's sister still be alive? Because think about it, Jar Jar did start the Empire.
Oh, for sure.
He definitely did. So, God,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
but it's hard to say. It could be like...
I think it would have happened anyway. The Empire would have been created some way.
I was just going to say that. Like, you could go the Terminator route, right? Where, like, you're just delaying the inevitable. You know what I mean?
That's right. I just remembered something about this book. This book explains or gives a really good reason why in episode 1 Naboo was blockaded by the Trade Federation, which, it never really made any sense to me. And I know this is in a book. They probably should have explained it in the movie, but apparently Naboo has a really rare form of crystals that's made for really powerful lightsabers, and it only exists on this one planet. So that's why Palpatine and Plagueis wanted this planet so bad, and they control the Trade Federation. So I don't know. It was a nice little like tie-in to the movie, and it kind of made like, oh shit, that makes sense, even though the movie never said anything about that, so you could just say fuck all to that.
Right.
But
any pod racers in it?
I mean, they do mention pod racing and how, because what Darth Plagueis is, they call him a Mun, M-U-U-N, and his people are basically like the Jews of Star Wars. They control all the money in the galaxy, essentially.
That's racist. That's fucking racist.
But
I'm just fucking with you. I know what you mean. You
but
didn't mean anything bad by it.
So essentially, like I said, they control all the money, and so they control a lot of all the black market shit too. And part of that is pod racing, where they
not on the up and up, the betting and all that
the
shit.
betting, they fix racing and all that stuff, and and anything to make money and all that stuff. It's pretty interesting stuff. Like I said, I like the whole, they make the Sith to be secret agent type shit, James Bond level.
Are they the funniest, and do they control Hollywood too? They control entertainment.
They don't really get into it. It's mainly like politics and money and racing and gangsters and they probably
actually
do.
You're selling this to me pretty hard, but I don't know. I have to get the audiobook, but it's a lot of money. I'll have to maybe like swim over to Cuba and see if I can get it there.
Find it on some pirate bay or something.
Yeah.
No, but other than that, that has really been it for me, man. Should we get into some news stories, or you got anything else?
I just want to mention I just went and saw Incredibles 2 with the family.
I need to see that.
It is good. It's not as good as everybody's saying it is. It is good, though. 1 is still way better.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, but come on. Are you surprised? But it's not a toy. It's not a Cars 1 versus Cars 2 thing. Like, it's more like Cars 1 and Cars 3. You know what I mean? Like,
I've never seen Cars 2 or 3. I only ever saw the first one.
Cars 2 is so fucking bad.
Is it really? Should I not even bother ever watching it? What's
the stupid Pixar movie with the plane that's voiced by Dane Cook?
Isn't that called Planes?
Airplanes.
Airplanes.
Actually, is what it's called. That is actually Cars 1, but with planes. Like, they have these misses, so I wouldn't call this one a miss. Incredibles 2 is good. It's it's rewatchable or whatever. It's deeper than I thought it would be, but for some reason it just didn't hold my attention like captivatingly. Like it held my attention, but not like where I was like focused in on it like Incredibles 1 did, or at least how I remember it. So Incredibles 2, check it out. We watched it. Aiden liked it. If you're worried about your kids liking it, the kids will love it. And that's it. And we talked about it. I've been watching the fuck out of The Sopranos OVA.
Yeah, it's I guess I'm gonna watch Westworld after I'm done with Sopranos, because you keep telling me to watch it, and since you watched Sopranos, I guess I'll watch Westworld.
You're only going to make your life better by watching that.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see if I like it if you don't watch it. But it's not bad. I'm gonna say huge budget. Filmed really well. The one critique I have is they do that, and I told you this before, they do that Tarantino shit where they tell shit out of order to make it seem like more interesting than it really is.
Oh,
but take that away, it's still really good. Like, it still would stand on its own 2 feet. So, and it's got Anthony Hopkins in it, and it's acted really well.
And it's got the one guy from It's Always Sunny.
Yep, it does.
Fucking O'Boyles or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
O'Doyles or what the fuck are they? The incest family.
Yeah, the ones that are, that like stab, they stab Mac, I think, or Charlie, or somebody.
When's the new season of It's Always Sunny coming out? And is Dennis coming back to the series too?
Next year. I don't know about that. But I know the Mick got canceled. So that was one of the reasons why it was delayed. So I'm pretty sure Sweet D is ready to get back to work.
Yeah, and I just hope, because especially at that last episode of It's Always Sunny, Dennis leaves, and he says he's never coming back, and I hope like that's not true.
Dennis would say, though.
Well, he seemed pretty serious. I mean, that whole last season was really good, especially the Making a Murderer episode where they made Dennis out to be like a murderer.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love that show. That's a show. I think I've rewatched that show 3 times already, and I think I need to do it again.
It doesn't get old. You see shit that you missed before,
I
and you
know.
fucking laugh your ass off at it. So
Even the first season before Frank was on there had some really good episodes too.
it's so good, so good. I think it's the third season. It might be my favorite as far as Frank is concerned, because you see him getting like really fucking like into his low lifeness and
Yeah.
enjoying it, and it's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Nightcrawlers is the best.
Yeah, and like, you know, Gale the snail and all that. So good.
Oh my god. All right, let's kill these news stories here, man.
Let's murder these news stories here. So, Matt, something interesting. Uncharted. So you know how, like when you're playing
that interesting.
It's kind of interesting.
Not
I don't know.
really.
I thought it was cool. It would be less interesting if the creator, who doesn't even work for Naughty Dog anymore, didn't back it. But she's right, or she confirmed it rather. So Uncharted, if you guys aren't familiar, it's one of those games like where when you're getting hit, like you get like the red flashes and like you start fading into black and white, and the closer to full black and white you get, the closer to death you are. That's essentially how your life meter, quote unquote, works in Uncharted. But what they actually said, they came out and said, is it's not a life meter, it's a luck meter.
That's so dumb. That doesn't explain when he gets physically punched and all that. How is that luck?
That's a great point.
That was my first thought, was that doesn't make any sense.
What they're saying is it's more like, you know, well, it kind of does, right? So like, what if you read the article, what they're saying is that it's, you know, like, yeah, maybe he gets hit, but it's not life threatening, or he's lucky enough in that hit that it wasn't, you know, because I mean, you can get headshotted in Uncharted and be done for one shot, you know. I mean, that takes all the luck away.
Took off my fucking glasses and I'm giving you the stupid bullshit.
All right. I'm a fanboy for Uncharted, but anyways,
I love Uncharted too. I love it, but that whole thing, like, oh, it's a luck meter, that's dumb as
all
fuck.
I'm saying is, don't call it a life meter. It's a luck meter. That's all.
It's
I just thought it was interesting.
It's a life meter.
Well, because the lady that here, let me open this up because I want to get her name, because I actually have something interesting to bring up about her. Not Jonathan Cooper. Where's the come? Oh, fucking ads locked up my damn. I hate Kotaku, dude. I hate them so much.
Because
my computer's locked
Kotaku's
up.
fucking terrible to begin with, anyway.
I know, dude. And I actually saw it on Reddit, but I couldn't find it before the episode.
Are you talking about Amy Hennig?
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So Amy, she's the original creator of Uncharted, and she confirmed this. And she doesn't work for Naughty Dog anymore. She hasn't for a while. Matt, you know that she was she was over at EA making a single player Star Wars like story game, and it was really far along and being done really well, and they fucking shit canned it. They don't want to put any more money into it because they say people don't play those games.
Wait, EA did that? Oh my, I'm not surprised at all, because EA is a sack of shit.
Well said. Yeah, so she has her own small studio now. I guess she's out on her own. But I mean, dude, she created Nathan Drake and all that. She, like,
yeah.
The thing is that I bet you that fucking Star Wars game was going to be awesome. It's probably what we all were waiting for, and we'll never get it. We'll never get it. So, anyways, but no,
I mean, like, I understand where they're coming from, luck based, you know, luck meter or whatever the fuck, but it's still dumb. It's like, who really fucking cares? Why is this news? It's like,
I guess because the official people behind it are talking about it. Matt, I don't know. It's slow news week, okay?
it's like, hey, you know, I took a shit yesterday. Oh my god, let's make it news. That's what it feels like.
It only filled half of the bottom section of the bowl, okay?
Whoa.
It's like nobody cares.
Whoa, yeah.
What else, Matt? You want to go with that next one there?
Battletoads Arcade was ported to the Game Boy but never released.
The arcade. There was 3 others that were released on the Game Boy, but the arcade one was fully ported, like past testing and everything, like ready for candidate for release.
Does it talk about why it didn't release, or?
Yeah, because the arcade game did so bad in the arcade that they didn't think that it would pull enough sales. Okay. So they shit canned it. Yeah. And the same guy that made that game is the guy that made Donkey Kong Land. It's all from Rare, by the way.
Ugh, fucking Donkey Kong Land.
The guy that made Donkey Kong Land, he made it right after that game. Actually, made that, and it got shit canned. But apparently, he has a copy of it. He's played it publicly once before, like, and let other people kind of play it. But it's never been leaked out or anything, which smart on him. He'll get Microsoft sue the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's real.
That is pretty interesting though. I never even knew.
I'd like to get
anything about that.
Check it out, because it was Rare at their prime. I bet you it wasn't a bad port to the Game Boy. Believe it or not, I bet you it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played Battletoads on Game Boy before.
There's 3 of them that got released.
Yeah, so. I don't think I've ever played any of them. So
I've only ever played Battletoads, the original on... No, I take that back. I played the Super Nintendo one as well.
Yeah, I played Battletoads on Nintendo, then of course Double Dragon on Nintendo as well. The Battletoads one.
Yep. I forgot about that. I played that too. Okay. Yeah,
so
whatever.
That's interesting.
This next one is all you, Matt. I don't know much.
They're saying Octopath Traveler is nothing like Final Fantasy VI. Who the fuck was saying is like Final Fantasy VI? And of course, it's from this Jason Schreier author. Fuck him. I don't like him at all.
Wow.
Okay. See, I just don't really like Kotaku because they do nothing but clickbait stories. I just really don't like them. So,
well, I mean, who's any better about that? I mean, Polygon?
No, none of them are. All right. They're all bullshit. I need to
do a better job of linking my Reddit stuff that I see throughout the week to this, so that we have it instead of scrambling minutes before and just posting wherever I can find it from Google.
So this whole I briefly read through this, and it's all talking about how it's basically not like Octopath Traveler. It's not like Final Fantasy VI. Well, no shit. It's more like Saga Frontier on PlayStation 1.
Actually, that's what the article says.
It's basically a stupid clickbait article about how this game is not like Final Fantasy VI. Okay, what was the point? I know I'm coming across harsh, but it's just like, why? You wrote this just because you need clicks and you don't have anything else to write about, and because you're a useless, person.
Can I show my my noobness and my ignorance then really quick and be devil's advocate?
Sure.
I really thought this was going to be closer, at least in the battle system, to a Final Fantasy game, like a Super Nintendo based Final Fantasy. I really did.
Yeah.
So to hear this and to hear how they explain how the game progresses and how you're going to play it and all that, actually makes me happier, even though I thought that, and I'm stupid. And I didn't see this ahead of time. I'm excited to learn that it's not, because I kind of want something. I want something old school RPG-y, but I want new. You know what I mean?
No,
I want both things.
I know I'm coming across harsh with it, very harsh. It's because it's like I already know this shit. And granted, yeah, maybe this did help someone out there figure this out, but Kotaku just writes all these dumb articles where it's stupid, useless crap, and yeah, they need them clicks. They need that click revenue, that ad revenue, and it's for some, and not just you, but for people who actually are interested in the game. Why not just wait for the game reviews to come out before writing a stupid 10-minute? This probably took this guy 10 minutes to write. Yeah,
for sure.
No,
I agree. I just thought it was cool because it was like the first that I the first time that it clarified the multi-character thing for me from somebody that played it, I guess, was kind of part of it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have known better. You're right, but what are you gonna do?
No, I mean, like, if you didn't know, that's fine. It's just
I really I don't know why. I think I was just being ignorant, like blind ignorance. You know what I mean? It was just more like
I just don't like
Final Fantasy.
I just don't like articles like this that Kotaku loves to write. It's so useless. It's useless crap.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Last one. My son is actually really stoked on this. He hates hearing about things that are in the early stages of planning, though. He can't handle how long it takes.
So is this story true then? Like, this is actually happening?
No, this is 100% true. Yeah.
Okay.
Jim Carrey himself confirmed it. So Jim Carrey is going to be the villain, as known as Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, in the new live-action Sonic movie.
Yeah, which name are they going for? Eggman or Dr. Robotnik?
It'll probably be Eggman. They changed it from Robotnik officially. Why did they?
Well, because Eggman was his original name.
Oh, okay. All right. I grew up knowing him as Robotnik.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how we grew up doing it, but it's that, and just like how Mega Man is actually Rockman and not Mega Man.
Because of a copyright issue in the U.S. Yeah, which is dumb. Okay, so, well, anyway, so yeah, it's true. Jim Carrey is going to do Robotnik. I just keep thinking about him doing, like, The Grinch and other, like...
I could see him being good in Robotnik.
I think so. I think he can really... If anybody can pull some weird-ass shit like that off in live action and actually make you like it and enjoy it, it's going to be him. So, you know, that's what's up. So that's happening.
I could see him doing it, and, dude, just... Look at this picture they put on him. He looks so fucking old, man.
He's getting there, dude.
It sucks. All our favorite actors and actresses, they're getting old. So it's going to be live action CG hybrid. Oh, God.
Well, I mean
everything
is, dude.
I know. I just hope it doesn't suck. Like, who's going to be... did they say who's going to be Sonic? Like, who's voicing Sonic?
That's the part of the quote-unquote live action that I'm wondering
James
about.
Marsden, and James Marsden does do a lot of voice acting.
So, but how are they... It's going to be a lot of green screen, I guess. I don't know. I hope it's not like a cheesy-ass story. I hope that, it had to be good for Jim Carrey to sign on.
I mean, it's going to be Sonic. What's the story? Oh, he kidnaps the animals and birds of the world to... make them robots or some shit. There's really not much of a story for Sonic.
There. You might be onto something.
But I dropped something.
So something interesting here, and I learned Aiden. I learned him on this. You remember that there was 2 old school cartoons for Sonic back in the day?
Yeah.
There was like one that was like really silly and one that was more serious. Either way, both of those were Sonic was voiced by Jaleel White, who is Steve Urkel.
Wait, Sonic was?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Urkel.
I swear.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Here, let me look
Jaleel White Sonic. I'm looking that up now. Holy fuck, it's true. I had no idea.
Dude, if you listen to a clip of it, it's like undeniable.
Holy shit. I'm going to have to listen to it after we're getting done here, because that's
both of them. Sonic Underground, Sonic, I forgot the other one
shit.
Called.
That blows my mind, man.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Just like how Uncle Carl was Shredder from Ninja Turtles cartoon.
That's right.
That blew my mind as a kid. Like, I had no idea.
Shit. Hey man, actors gotta act, you know?
I know, man. Dude, I had no idea it was Steve Urkel this whole time.
I know. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
That messed Aiden up.
Whatever happened to Jaleel White?
That's a great question. I feel like Jaleel White should continue to voice Sonic, since he is technically Sonic.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Dude, does Jaleel White even act anymore?
I am on his IMDb right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's done some small stuff. Oh, he did voice Sonic in some fan film in 2013.
Oh, that's cool. Me, Myself, and I TV series. I don't know what that is, but that's into this year. He's doing that. Oh, he was on Drunk History. Cool.
That's cool.
He was in 3 episodes of it too.
Dude, he
played MLK Jr. Oh shit, that's got to be hilarious.
I mean, even besides the Steve Urkel stuff, he was always a good actor.
So he's not done anything major, but if you look, he stayed active. You look at his IMDb, every year he's doing some shit. So good for him.
Dude, that's got to be God. That's got to suck as an actor. Like, you could be on top of the Hollywood world, and the next day you're just like a nobody.
Dude, the thing is, like, people think just because you're on TV or you're on a hit show that, like, that's it, you're set. So not true. Like,
I know.
Like, well, I was telling you, it's not TV, but I was telling you the same thing, like a famous person. I was telling you about this, Matt, about Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Like, he really didn't have any money until like the third or fourth Tony Hawk video game came out. Like, is when he like stopped living quote unquote paycheck to paycheck. Granted, he had more expenses
Yeah.
than you or I do, but he really didn't have much money until then. Like, he talks about like taking his super young kid with him to to compete. You know what I mean? Like, when we're watching him on TV, his kid's on the sidelines because he couldn't afford like kid care, and it's like, how could that be the face of skateboarding? It just goes to show you, famous doesn't mean, you'd think Steve Urkel. I mean, how big was that when we were kids?
Dude, it was the thing
Massive
to watch
for years, but like, he obviously can't live off the residuals of that because he stays acting, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. Just goes to show you, kids, that just because you're on TV doesn't mean you made it at all.
No.
Not even close.
No, not unless you're on like some hit sitcom like Friends or something like that. You're making million bucks an episode. Because that's how much they were making at one point.
Friends, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Shit like that is really it. I mean, there's more, but yeah, you've got to get to that level, And I don't even know that some of that shit could happen anymore these days. You know what I mean? If you think about it, like, there's just too much content out there for you to capture that much of the audience.
And the thing is that more the TV content is turning into long form storytelling now, which is, I fucking love that they're doing that now. You'll get better stories at a TV than you do in a movie nowadays.
But you also get Punisher, shit how like they stretch it out longer than they needed to, though, as well.
Oh well, I mean good shows, not Marvel stuff.
Nice.
Well, no, it's
funny.
I know we were talking about that at work today, where I guess Luke Cage season 2 is out, and I was really enjoying the Marvel series, but it's we talked about before, they could really benefit from being 7 to 8 episodes instead of 10 to 13 episodes.
Agreed. Absolutely.
There's just too much fluff. Tell a shorter, tighter story, than just being, hey, we're going to be 13
just
episodes.
To fill shit. Yeah, just because that's what Netflix ordered.
Yep.
Like, it's really what it comes down to. I heard something interesting about Netflix the other day, is that they are, although they're successful, they have a lot of debt, like a scary amount of debt. Like, they're able to make their payments on debt and still turn a profit, but like, it's insane. Like, they're billions in debt, like tens of billions.
I saw an article somewhere the other day that they're going to be spending how many billions of dollars next year for content.
Well, that sounds crazy, but it's cheaper for them to make the content like they are. They really got fucking lucky on so many fronts along the way, by the way. All the way from the get-go. The fact that people wanted to deal with their mail to fucking send and receive DVDs.
I had that shit, dude. I loved it.
I did too. Yeah. No, it was good, but like, this is a kind of a, to make people want to do shit or be, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's easier than going to the movie store, but like, that's still like a big thing to like turn people over to, and it worked.
Yeah.
And then like, they were like, hey, we can stream some shit. Like, there's really no rights discussed for any of this. And we got the money. And so they started streaming shit. And then, like, it was always like a bonus. Do you remember that? Like, when you first got the DVD shit, like, the streaming shit was kind of like a side bonus. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. I might do that from time to time. But that's what ended up becoming Netflix. But, like, then they were like, so what happened was, to get back to my point, is that they started becoming really big, and all these big TV conglomerates and studios and shit like that, and networks were getting pissed off because here's Netflix getting all these views, and they're not really getting much revenue out of it. Certainly not as much as they would get per view if they were doing it traditionally. So they turn around to Netflix. They started doing it one by one and tell them it's going to be, a ridiculous price, like $1 billion an episode for series, like for popular like network TV series. Oh no, it was bad. And so they were like, all right, well, we're not interested. And they started making their own content for much, much cheaper, and it actually worked. Like, another spot of them just getting lucky. But, they're going to spend billions to create shit this year. But truthfully, the alternative that the networks left them, it's still a way more viable option, Yeah. Have they reached like evil status, do you think, Netflix?
Give it a little bit. I'm sure they will.
I wonder how they do people
I don't
like.
know. It's
No.
Dude, do you remember the DVD you used to have to use in order to stream Netflix?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Like
Yeah.
you had to have one for PS3, then there was one for Wii, and I'm sure there was
Yep.
one for Xbox. I don't know. I didn't have one.
Yep. There was. There was. Yeah. You had to have the app on the disc
Yep.
to run it.
And then
And if you want to know why, check out episode 28 of the podcast where I go deep into operating systems. It explains just that. Seriously though. But yeah, what else was there? I remember when they started putting it on like devices. That was like
yeah.
pretty cool, but it always worked like shit. Like it was a better idea than what it really was at first. Like when it came like on a DVD player or Blu-ray player. You know what I mean? You're like, "Oh, that's cool." But like you go to use it and it's like crazy clunky and shitty.
Yeah, man. That was the shit back then.
It was.
God,
These
it
kids
wasn't
don't
even that
know
long
that.
ago. Yeah, I know, right? We're going to be telling our grandkids, I remember having to watch Netflix on a disc.
I remember when you could first start watching it over cellular data on your phone. It was when I was working where we work now.
Yeah.
Actually, it was when it really started getting popular. And I used to
That's
sit out
right.
in my car, eat lunch, and watch South Park on Netflix, which isn't on there anymore.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, shit.
Yep.
It's on
Yep.
Hulu now.
Yeah, it is.
We're getting old, remembering the early days of streaming.
The early days of the web shows. What else? YouTube is trying to make content. Have you seen any of it? I haven't.
The Cobra Kai.
Red.
The Cobra Kai.
Oh, that's right. You did watch that.
that
That's
was
right.
so fucking good. I mean, I didn't watch it through YouTube Red. I watched it through various underground means because I'm not
Right,
going to pay for YouTube Red.
You were on vacation in Cuba and
Yeah.
it fell into your lap, so you
Yeah.
came home with it. Yeah,
And it was all like, "Hey, oh, here you go."
so there were Italians and there were
Yeah.
Italians in Cuba that gave it to
Yeah.
you. Italian Americans over there.
They were like, "Hey, there's some shit in your pants or something. It's Cobra
Take
Kai.
a look in your pocket.
Hey, go fuck yourself."
Hey, watch this and fuck yourself later. All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think that's it, man. I think we hit all the topics and then
Yeah.
some. Anything else you want to tell the peeps?
No. No, I'm good. Good, man.
All right. Sweet. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us. If you were on the live stream, thank you. If you are listening to this in the audio version, thank you as well. Matt, where can they find you?
They can find me on the tweets at Zubatron, Zubatron. And also you can find me on my Magic the Gathering podcast called Magic with Zuby. Just search Magic with Zuby wherever the fuck you want, and there I am.
Boom.
What
like
about
some
you?
sort of form of fucking male slut magic. He just shows up
Whoa.
in all of your places. Zuby is there. Remember that.
And a wife beater with Cheeto dust, and I really do need next time get on a wife beater with Cheeto dust and like,
I was hoping
dirty
when
oil
you asked
hands.
Your wife for Cheetos, she was gonna have some. I really
No,
wanted
we
to
don't
see
have
that.
any. We
That would
don't.
have been so good.
We don't really have them anymore.
Should we both do that on an episode?
We
Just
should.
both of us just have like Cheeto smears on wife beater. I'll do it. I'm down.
Make sure we're drinking beer and shit and.
I'll write like VCR and Cheeto dust. Like on my shirt.
Oh, that's so gross. Dude, we should just do a drunk cast.
I'm down.
We'll need to do it obviously on a Friday or a Saturday night or something.
We should, man. You know what we should do is we should go to like one of those like barcades and like Uber to it or something.
Uber
and,
to
and,
it.
and do it there. Yeah, so we can get fucking schnocked. You can find me. Sorry, I lost You can find me on Twitter at Killabees2T, KILLABEEZZ, the number 2, the letter T. Matt, where can they download all the episodes of this show?
They can find it on shoutengine.com or VCRGamingPodcast.com. You can also find us on Twitter at VCR Gaming, on Facebook.com/VCR Gaming, on Instagram at VCR Gaming, or you can email us with any questions you may have at VCRGamingPodcast@gmail.com.
You can also find us in our newest home of No Phony Podcast, hashtag No Phony Podcast Network, NoPhonyPodcastNetwork.com. There's a lot of great shows on there. Check them out. We are a member of that team as well, and you'll see us kind of repost things from them and everything. Check everybody out on there. Bunch of crazy, crazy dudes and chicks. That is it, I think, Matt. I think
Yeah.
we can tell everybody adieu, and we can get on with our night. I'm going to play some Persona.
I might play some Overwatch. I don't know.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, have a great night, everybody.
All right, have a good one.